Michael Matthews, good day is correct in Australia. So how are you? Finally the season is over. What's your feelings about this season that just finished?
Yeah, I guess sort of mixed feelings. Definitely happy being back in the team. I think it's pretty obvious we didn't achieve the goals that we had set out for this year. But yeah, it wasn't through lack of trying. All our numbers in the team seem to be great, but just not working out. I think restructuring the team, new riders, new staff, it can happen. So hopefully we've learned from everything we've done this year, and we can put it into next year and make sure we're on top of the game again.
You're a very, very generous rider. Sometimes maybe you push too hard in the first kilometers, and then you lack of energy in the final steps of the race. So what do you will change for the next year, and do you already set some goals for the next season?
Yeah, I think just try and not do the same things we did this year. Probably come a little bit stronger with a complete team into the race. Go with a few different strategies, which will be interesting, and then hopefully the ball will start rolling early in the season, and then we can get it going. So no, I think my personal goals probably don't change too much. My style of rider hasn't changed too much, so I think we'll still have the same focus for next year, and then try and tick those boxes. And yeah, I think just enjoy the journey along the way. I think this year has been probably a little bit stressful for all of us in the team, not achieving what we had set out, and then it just continued to not fall in our way, and we couldn't break that chain, unfortunately. But over this off season and into the pre-season, it's all looking really good. A couple of new sponsors on board that look very positive, and really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we can say that you are a very all-around rider, and you are perfect for many monuments, like many classics. But I think your dream is still in Sanremo on our side. So in Italy, you were already third last year with an amazing race. Even if you have a little problem that you can tell again what was. So I was crazy that race.
Yeah, I think the story of my career is going to be a great book at the end. I've had so many things happen in my career, but last year we were on the Poggio. I was going to attack on the right side, and a rider in front of me put me into a rock wall, which my hand ran along the wall and totally exploded. You can still see the scars now. I think you can probably see the images on the internet of my hand and my bike and my shoe covered in blood. Wasn't sure whether I should go to the finish line and finish the race or go directly to hospital. But in that moment, it was really all or nothing. I'll try and do my best sprint I can, and
it was a bloody podium.
It was a bloody podium. Unfortunately, I couldn't take my bike up there with me to show the bike too. But it was unfortunate. I think I had great shape in that race, all things aside. To still come third with half my hand cut up, I was definitely happy with the result from what happened, but obviously disappointed not to win from what happened also. So it's mixed feelings, but a great story.
do you think the key point maybe for next year, and particularly for your characteristics, can be Poggio again? I mean, we don't want to spoiler your tactic, but it's the key point. You know very well Sanremo. You're half Italian now because you know very well our roads.
It seems like cycling is changing these last at least 2 years, but also before that, the Poggio has become a really key point of the race where there's some late attacks that can stay away, and I think that's changing the style of Sanremo, where different riders are also riding this race. It's not just sprinters that are bossing the race and making it a sprint. So I think we also need to change with the times and make sure we adapt to the style of racing that is these days, which is attacking style. So I'm going to concentrate in the off season to make sure I'm ready for that.
You spoke about the cycling that is changing. What do you think about this new generation that is pushing? Pogacar, Evenepoel, Van der Poel. There are so many young guns coming. Mm-hmm. Do you also try to steal maybe something of their technique, or I don't know, maybe a type of race, and really it's changing something in the group, in the peloton?
Well, I think Yeah, the peloton is definitely changing. They're very young guys, the names that you said, and they're basically bringing their style of racing from the under 23 category, under 19 category for some special individuals. But I think it's great. I just wish that I was in that era where I was able to race the style of racing that I wanted to from under 23s into the pros, because that's the style of racing I really liked. Now, over the years, I've really adapted myself to waiting the whole race and then having a hard final, which you needed to adapt to because that was the style. Now it's going back to the under 23, under 19 style of racing, which is great. I love it. I just need to mold back into that style of rider again, and that's something that should be pretty easy because that's the really style of racing that I love. And unfortunately, it's taken me a little bit of time, but hopefully for next year I can be back at that attacking level, that I can have fun and play with these guys that are bringing this new style of racing in.
Michael, you are an Aussie, you are in an Australian team by exchange, but for Australia it's tough to restart after the pandemic with many restrictions, the Tour Down Under maybe one stage, and also there will be hopefully the World Championship that maybe can be also a focus for you or Caleb. I don't know if you already spoke with the national team, if it can be like your highlight of the season to have the home World Championship.
That was a very long question, but yeah, the restrictions obviously are making everything difficult from every form of life, but I think from every single sporting organisation they're making the best for their individual situation, and I think a lot of sport in Australia is going ahead again, which is great. Unfortunately, our sport is a European-based sport, which we need to bring everyone from Europe to Australia, and that's much more difficult obviously than having the athletes living in Australia and playing football or soccer or whatever they play that's based in Australia. So that's the more difficult thing at the moment for us, but yeah, unfortunately I think the Tour Down Under is not going to happen at the level that we all would like it to be at, to have a lot of the Europeans there and the big teams, but that is what it is. We can't change that, unfortunately, with the period that you have to be in quarantine for 2 weeks leading into going out in Australia. So it was just not possible. But yeah, hopefully by the World Championships everything is a bit more settled and everyone's a bit more understanding of what we need to do to be able to have these big events and bring the Europeans over and from all different countries around the world to make these events happen. I think the Australian government is looking into that, obviously, to open everything again and make sure it's free for everyone to travel home and make sure everyone gets there safe and, yeah, obviously gets out of quarantine safe too. So I think a lot of things are changing quite fast now. Hopefully by end of next year when the World Championships is on, it'll all be much safer for everyone. But going back to the World Championships, we still don't know the course yet. So if it's flat, obviously, yeah, we have Caleb, which is really fast at the moment. But in Wollongong, I think it's going to be quite undulating. So hopefully we take some options, which will be good for the team. I think at the moment, we have a lot of riders that suit that undulating, punchy sort of style course. So we're fingers crossed it's like that.
So we wait for you also to be protagonist at home.
I hope so. Last time I did a World Championships in Australia, it worked out pretty well. So that would probably be the fairy tale story. But yeah, a lot of work's got to be done from between now and then, preparation-wise and organisational-wise. So yeah, I just need to focus on the process of getting to there in the best shape possible. And yeah, hopefully it works out. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to the process of getting to there.
Michael, we also see that you have a new tattoo. It's written "Believe," right? Why it's like believing in winning a monument, in winning a world championship, winning everything. I mean, you are a believer.
Yeah, I think through my years of being professional, my early years of being professional, I got lots of tattoos, which are quite hidden, but all mean a lot to me. And I've been thinking the last couple of years to get something to continue my story. I think, yeah, looking back to what I wanted to get tattooed on me, something that I was missing a little bit these last couple of years was belief. And I think whenever I look in the mirror now, or see a photo or whatever, I can really focus on continuing to believe in my passion, in my results, in my life, to achieve what is possible. And you go through hard times and good times in your life, but in the end you need to continue to believe to make sure you achieve those things you aim so hard for. And I've devoted so much of my life to cycling, so I want to make sure I continue to try and get everything I can possibly get out of it for myself.
So we believe in you and we wish all the best for the next year.
Thank you very much.